be pumped into at stadiums this year with no fans. I guess what has that been like, and how do you kind of think do you think that'll be anything that'll affect you guys in New Orleans?
I'm not really sure if I don't really think it will affect us in New Orleans because I can tell you this: when we were in the stadium with our practices, Coach put the most brutal, annoying noise sounds he can possibly put on. I think I started going insane, and it was very obnoxious the whole entire time. And I can't see it being any worse in New Orleans.
All right, next is going to be Jillian.
Gronk, I need to know more. What type of sounds are we talking about? Are we talking about like loud chirping birds? Like give us an idea of this musical.
Like when like when your TV's on and like it goes to the black and white screen and it's like all these little dots and it's like fizzing all over the place and it's like that's the sound that he put up in the stadium when we were in there.
Like the whole time, or was there
time.
like okay, so there wasn't like a mixture, like you didn't have like intervals of like It's a Small World or anything like that in there?
No, that's some good stuff right there. It's a small world after all.
I agree. Okay.
You can go to Universal. There's no lines right now. You can go right around the whole time. It's a small world after all. I did it with my mom in February.
All right, the next question is going to come from Greg Allman.
Hey, Rob, you are such a high energy guy by nature that to be playing in an empty stadium, to not be feeding off either your fans or kind of the boos of opposing fans, how do you think you're going to handle that and kind of create your own energy during the game on Sunday?
Yes, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to create our own energy. We've been doing it the whole time throughout practices, throughout training camp, and now this week. And we're going to have to feed off each other big time. We're going to have to rely on each other big time. We're going to have to take energy from each other, build each other up. And that's what it's going to take. I mean, definitely it's a huge aspect when there's fans. You can pull energy from them, the cheers, the boos, whatever it is. That's a whole different energy source, I believe. But that's not the case. They're not going to be there. We got to help each other out. We got to pick each other out up, and we got to feed off each other, and we got to build momentum to gain energy and help each other out.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay, next is going to be Rick Stroud.
Hey, Rob, you've seen and been part of Tom do some unbelievable things in his career, right? I mean, he's the greatest of all time. But this is a challenge that, many people would look at and say, wow, come to a new team, first game against Breeze. I mean, how big is this even for Tom that he's attempting to do here with a new club?
It's definitely going to be a challenge going into New Orleans. They're a great team. They got great players. They got another great quarterback too in Drew Brees. And they got good defense, a good offense. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. It's definitely another challenge for Tom, for myself, for this team. And all we can ask for is just to go out there and give our best and not really look at anything else like, I got to go out there and win it for this and that. No, we just got to go out there and give it our best, give it our all, and give our best fight that we can possibly give when we get out there to New Orleans.
I know Mike Evans has missed a couple of practices. Coach said he might go right up to game time with that. If he can't play, I mean, does that make everybody, yourself and everybody else, have to do just that much more to make up for that?
Yes, throughout my career, there was times where I was out in games. There was times when other players were out in games. And when I'm out, I see other players pick it up. And when other players were out, personally myself, I would have to pick it up or other players would have to pick it up. So if he's not out there, that's definitely the case. You just got to amp up your game and take on a bigger role. And same with the other receivers there too.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, next is going to be Kevin O'Donnell.
Hey, Rob, every year were you with the Patriots, there was the belief and expectations that you could win the Super Bowl. A lot of the players on the Buccaneers team haven't even gone to the playoffs. What advice would you give to them about managing all this Super Bowl hype that they have coming into this season?
Yeah, I mean, that's just all hype. That's a lot of noise. It's a lot of noise outside of the building. And I would just say we got to, take one day at a time, take 1 week at a time, one game at a time. And that's what it's all about. you got to play a 16 game season. You gotta be good week in and week out. And the way to do that is just take one step at a time, one game at a time. Never look ahead of yourself. Never look ahead of a practice. Always try to do your best every single day and just stay in the present and do what you can do that day. And take, like I said, take one game at a time. That's all you can really do.
How would you describe the atmosphere of this team going into the season opener with a lot of new faces on this team that are with this club for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, throughout my NFL career, there's always a lot of new faces on no matter what team you're on. Even if you're with a team for a while, there's always going to be new faces every single year. That's what makes the NFL so interesting and so great too, is that the teams change up every single year. But we just got to all go out there and mesh together. We've been, high energy at practice. We've been just working hard, all meshing together, all trying to be on the same page, which is, all you can really ask for.
All right, next we're going to have Tom Krasnicki.
Hi, Rob. Thanks for doing this. My question is about you personally. You're about to play in your first game since February of 2019, so 17-month layoff. So how do you think you feel? What kind of expectations do you have for yourself on Sunday, finally being back out there?
I feel good. Definitely feel good. I've been practicing the expectations just to go out there, help out the team, play at a consistent level, gain trust in my teammates throughout this week. So they trust me when I go out there on Sunday, and so they can trust me to go make some plays and to be where I need to be. So just playing at a consistent level, at a consistent high level, and doing what I need to do, which is my job. And that's all I can really ask for.
After going through training camp, do you feel like your old self, like you're getting back into the swing of things the way you want, up to your expectations?
Yeah, definitely. I feel good. Practice throughout all training camp. It felt good just to be consistent, just to go out there, make blocks, make some plays in the passing game, and just do what I need to do. So teammates rely on me. So feel good. Feel good about going into this game, and just want to go out there, be myself, make plays, and help the team out.
And next is going to be Jenna Lane.
Rob, now that I've gathered my composure after laughing my face off, serious question. So you and Tom, you watch you guys out on the field, and it's like you guys are on the same wavelength. What's it like though, like during pregame? Like, are you guys talking to each other, or is it one of those things where it's like you just leave him alone and let him have his space, or you go and have your space? Are you normally really cheerful and energetic like you are now in pregame, or are you more focused? Take us through that.
I mean, the feel of every pregame is always different, and I'm not really sure not too sure how pregame is here because we didn't have any preseason games, but you catch on right away. But I mean, typically with Tom and I, we leave each other alone, but there are things that always pop up, like, oh, where should I be on this play? Like last minute things, last minute reminders. Definitely you go over at any point in the locker room, but majority of it, it's just like, I would probably say any other locker room, you're just preparing. I mean, everyone has their own little routine that they do. It's game day, their own routines that, maybe listening to music or doing whatever it is. But last minute game plan things or the last minute reminders always come up. And that's when you can talk about it right before the game too.
Okay, we have time for two more. We're going to go Steve Isbitz for one, and then Mark Cook.
All right, just one. Rob, what's your message to Bucs fans about what you're feeling from this year's roster as a whole?
Oh, Bucs fans, just excited for the season. Can't wait, to show you guys what this team has been doing, just how much we've been working, how we can go out there and just want to compete, be a complete team, and excited for the season. And you guys should be too.
And do you feel like your elite level blocking is back 100%, or is that something you just won't know until you get into a real game?
That's I definitely feel good. I feel good about it. But to tell you the truth, that kind of answered it is that game time has to come. I mean, we had no preseason games. We had live matches versus each other, but you can't really really scale that until I would say the games really hit. But I feel good. I feel comfortable. I feel confident about it. But we'll see. We'll really see, how my blocking game is and what I got when the games really come.
Hey, Rob, a lot's been made about Tom Brady playing his entire 20-year career up in New England up until this point, but you also spent your entire career with that staff and with that organization. What's been the biggest difference between your time in New England and here in Tampa, and the difference between maybe Coach Belichick and Coach Arians so far?
Yes, I respect the question, but I'm on the Buccaneers right now, and I'm just focused on the Saints. So I don't really feel like comparing the two organizations. I'm just really focused on this game week and what I got to do to prepare.
All right, that's all for now. Thanks, Rob.
All right, thank you guys.
We're going to have Antoine joining us in just a moment. His will have to be a little bit briefer as he has a team meeting.